how quickly that verdict came in. Did it go quicker than you expected, or did you expect them to
No,
take
because they
longer
were
and deliberate?
deliberating before they went in to deliberate. Watching TMZ work this thing, watching all of the YouTubers work this thing, all of those, like most of the commotion that y'all saw happen there, it was all staged, it was all orchestrated.
Jaguar Wright just came back swinging. And what she said after Diddy's verdict? It might be the most terrifying, unfiltered, and eye-opening expose we've heard yet. Because while the media was busy pushing baby oil memes and TMZ was staging drive-by interviews, Jaguar was watching it all, quietly, methodically. And now, she's not just reacting, she's exposing. From the courtroom chaos to the calculated silencing of victims, Jaguar says what really happened after Diddy's verdict isn't just injustice, it's a cover-up. And the scariest part? She says she saw it all coming. So, what did Jaguar say? Let's find out. Now, it's no secret that Jaguar is one of the most vocal people when it comes to Diddy, so people were understandably excited to hear what she had to say when Diddy's verdict came out. Well, she did not immediately jump into the bandwagon, but let's just say it was worth the wait because in a recent interview, Jaguar dropped some massive bombshells about what's coming next, now that the court has decided Diddy's fate. To put it simply, Jaguar said she's at war and went on revealing how she is making sure that her mind and body are in top shape since things are getting pretty serious with the Diddy mess.
I'm at war. I'm at war. And, I'm just looking at the state of things. I'm looking at the state of the world, and I need to be at my top performance. I turned 48 this year.
And get this, that wasn't just a self-care statement. That was preparation for battle. She's not just speaking as a witness. She's speaking as someone who says she's been targeted by the same system that protects Diddy and people like him. She claims that while fans were stunned by the verdict, she wasn't. She predicted it, down to the very details. While it might sound like big words, people who listen to all the shocking details Jaguar said before will know that most of the time, what she is putting out there has more truth than meets the eye. And yes, most people believe she's not exaggerating. Jaguar claims she spoke on that now infamous Cassie hotel video long before it was released. Jaguar claimed she had described Diddy's action towards Cassie, beating her, violating her, and violently intimidating her into silence, long before the footage ever surfaced, and when the video finally leaked on her own birthday, it shockingly matched everything she had said, despite her never having seen it. So how did she know?
Now, we all saw that tape come out on my birthday, May 17th, 2024. And even though that was the first time I had seen that tape, it sounds like I described exactly what he was doing to that girl on that tape without me seeing it.
Well, Jaguar put it simply, everyone knew, but they just stayed quiet, but not her. She had enough, and now that Diddy's verdict is out, he ain't holding back. And Cassie? Jaguar made it clear, this wasn't some twisted romance. This was the total opposite of what Diddy's team claimed during the trial. Many people actually raise their eyebrows when this argument is present, and now that someone like Jaguar finally addresses the matter, it seems like more people will back her up. Because now, Jaguar is claiming that the verdict was rigged, and the system is still protecting Diddy.
I wish I could have been more surprised. But from the second that I did Pierce Morgan right after Diddy got arrested, I said some things. And everything happened just like I said.
It's interesting.
But I said some things last year on the couch.
And it was clear that what happened between Diddy and Cassie was nothing short of nasty. And it started with control. Let's just say what she revealed about the possible truth behind Diddy and Cassie's complex relationship is pretty spot on. Basically, Jaguar explained that Cassie initially entered Diddy's world as an employee, not a romantic partner, and claimed he had been pursuing her since she was just 18 or 19 years old, long before their relationship was made public, and while she was already under contract with him.
Let's have a little Q&A.
Let's go.
Was Cassie only Diddy's girlfriend, or did she start off as an employee?
I honestly don't know the answer to that.
She started off as an employee.
It's the way
She was supposed to have been going over to Columbia Records with Ryan Leslie. And then somehow that whole thing turned into her getting signed to Diddy on a 10-album deal.
Jaguar didn't just stop with Diddy. She pulled no punches when it came to the people jumping on Cassie now, especially Clayton Howard, the male escort suing Cassie for allegedly giving him an STD. Jaguar's response? He's a money-grubbing little hoe. In case you missed it, Clayton shared how he was trafficked for over 5 years, hired to entertain Diddy and Cassie's twisted fantasies. He says they drugged him, used him, and manipulated him into unprotected sex. And get this, he says Cassie made him unimaginable things. Clayton says the entire relationship left him physically and emotionally destroyed, dealing with trauma, medical issues, lost wages, and mental anguish. But Jaguar called Cap and questioned the timing of Clayton's lawsuit, suggesting that if he had truly been hurt, he would have spoken up sooner, instead of waiting until after Cassie received a settlement, implying his actions were less about justice and more about chasing clout.
Of these things.
What are your thoughts on Clayton Howard?
I think he's a nigga. And I think somebody paid him to do everything that he's doing right now. Because I'm going to tell you something. And let's just be very clear. You know, they keep trying to paint all of this weirdo stuff without literally putting the sodomite title on the diddler.
And don't get her started on the swinging and secrecy that the mainstream media refuses to say outright. Jaguar argued that the media continues to dance around the truth, refusing to openly label Diddy for who he really is, pointing out that no heterosexual man would surround himself with that many male escorts or willingly engage in the kind of behavior she described, suggesting the entire image he's crafted isn't authentic. She doesn't just allege drug use. She says the infamous baby oil at Diddy's parties wasn't just for show. Jaguar claimed that federal investigators initially revealed the infamous baby oil used at Diddy's parties was allegedly laced with pharmaceutical substances designed to sedate people through repeated application, implying that when attendees were told to apply more oil, it was actually a coded instruction to further drug and incapacitate someone. So, where were the prosecutions, the charges, the real justice? Jaguar says the trial was never meant to be real justice. And y'all, Jaguar didn't hold back when it came to the trial itself. She says the whole thing was nothing but a show, a performance, staged from start to finish, in her words. According to her, witnesses like Al B. Sure and Natanya Rubin weren't just left out, they were deliberately blocked from testifying. Why? Because if they got on that stand, it would have blown the lid off the entire case. Jaguar says their testimonies would have forced people to lie under oath, and the court couldn't afford that mess. So instead of letting the truth come out, they locked the real voices out of the courtroom. She even questions why the federal government didn't hit Diddy with RICO charges, and that's where things get darker. Because Jaguar doesn't think this ends with Diddy. She's been saying for years that hip-hop has become a plantation, run by snitches, backed by government deals, and designed to entrap and exploit Black artists. And the center of her current focus? Roc Nation's CEO Desiree Perez.
The only thing that headline slowed down was the headline that I was working on about Demore Hadley and her husband, Javon Hadley, who are victims of Roc Nation.
According to Jaguar, Desiree Perez not only used her influence to silence artists, but also allegedly targeted her own daughter's relationship with a Black man, Javon Hadley. But if you think you've heard enough, think again, because Jaguar came for Roc Nation's CEO Desiree Perez, and she came hard. She says Desiree straight up filed a false police report against her daughter's boyfriend, claiming he was violently attacking her. But when officers showed up, Jaguar says there were no bruises, no scratches, no evidence. Just a manufactured story. And it doesn't end there. Jaguar says the young couple is now being silenced with gag orders, and she claims YouTubers are either being paid off or threatened to keep this whole situation under wraps. According to Jaguar, they're being gaslit and made to look dangerous, when in reality, She says Desiree just didn't want her daughter with a black man from the wrong side of town. Period. Not to mention how Jaguar insists this wasn't just a family dispute. It was a system of surveillance, AI manipulation, court abuse, and media control, all allegedly used to destroy 2 young people's lives. And it's not just YouTubers either. Jaguar claims that major platforms have suppressed her videos, manipulated her reach, and made it harder for her audience to find her content. But she's not staying online forever. Jaguar says she's creating a documentary, one that will take everything: interviews, court footage, body cam recordings, and expose the entire system. It won't just live on YouTube, she promised. We're taking it off platform, somewhere the whole world can see it. And here's the wildest part. Jaguar has been warning us for years. She's spoken on Clive Davis, Jay-Z, Beyonce. She warned that the Grammys were rigged. She warned about secret parties, about young artists being taken advantage of, controlled, and discarded. And every time she was dismissed. Crazy Jaguar. Clout-chasing Jaguar. But now the videos exist. The lawsuits are public. The stories are being confirmed. And Jaguar? She's still standing, still naming names, still refusing to back down. And despite all the lies thrown her way, Jaguar's still standing. She says they've tried everything, twisting narratives, spreading false receipts, even accusing her of being in Diddy's tapes doing unspeakable things. But she's unfazed. Because in her words, she walks with God, she walks with angels, and she's not backing down for anybody. And if you think she's afraid of being targeted, she's already lived through it. Car explosions, death threats, AI smear campaigns, even fake lawsuits. But she says it all just proved her point. Jaguar says the industry has a playbook, and it's one we've all seen before. Distract, discredit, delay. And when none of that works, they move to destroy. But this time, she's ready for it. She's not doing this for fame or views. She says this is about legacy, about truth. And in her words, I've already lost everything worth losing. I'm not afraid of y'all. Now that sounds like a warning shot. And if the system thinks she's going to fold quietly? So what now? Jaguar Wright has spoken. She's exposed the cover-ups, the payoffs, the false narratives, and the names. And now she's watching who speaks up and who stays silent. Because if what Jaguar Wright is saying is true, this verdict, it wasn't justice. It was a warning. Drop your comments below and make sure to stick around because this story is far from over.